on their home field. Should be a great crowd tonight. There was a tailgate going on with a lot of orange about 2.5 hours before the start of this game when we rolled up trying to find a parking spot today. There's a lot of students here, Boston College as well, so it should be a good atmosphere as that ball is out on the far side. And I guess thought number one as we start this game, Eric, is how Syracuse is going to bounce back after dropping a game 1-0 to Lemoyne. Lemoyne, who is another school in the city of Syracuse, which just moved up to D1 last year. So first time those two ever played in the regular season, and Lemoyne picked them off on a penalty kick. So how are they going to bounce back from that? That's what we're going to look for at the start of this game. And here's a chance. Right off the jump, ball goes across, and Syracuse bounces back quickly.
Wow.
How do you like that? Gabe Threadgold, the grad student coming in from the University of Washington, gets the Cuse on the board first.
Wow. I didn't even have a chance to say anything yet, and sure enough, they score a goal. And ironically, you were talking about the Lemoyne game. That was a very frustrating game, but as Coach McIntyre talked to us this week about it, he said they just got to move on. They're going to do what they need to do, and there you go. There's a goal, first goal of the game with under a minute into the game.
So Gabe Threadgold, his first goal as a member of the Orange, played 3 seasons, over 3,600 minutes for the University of Washington, and he strikes early. Just 43 seconds into this game, Threadgold has a first-minute goal, and the Orange, I mean, you talk about the margins sometimes in soccer. That game against Lemoyne, Syracuse outshot Lemoyne 28-5, did not find the back of the net. Shot number 1 tonight goes.
It's unbelievable, yeah, and it's really hard. I mean, that's the game of soccer, obviously. You play these games that you're supposed to win, but give Lemoyne credit. They stepped up in that game. Syracuse, you know, they at times were a little sloppy with some of their passing, but again, they completely outshot Lemoyne, gave up a PK. It's just one of those games that you don't expect, but it happens. So you do move on. Coach McIntyre is going to try to make that, you know, an annual derby every year, and so it's going to be a rivalry at some point, I think. But, you know, a frustrating loss, but look they turned it around pretty quickly, didn't they?
Here's Max Andrews for Boston College as the Eagles now will try to respond after the early tally against Marco Dos Santos. Back for Andrews. Turned over. And here is Elton Chifamba, a Clemson transfer, his pass underneath Kalukian. Chifamba played 56 games for Clemson over the last couple of years, joining Syracuse this year. This Syracuse roster, which is totally turned over, it's hard to believe there's only one major contributor left from that national championship just 2 years ago, Jonah Leipold. As we said, graduated 11 of their top 12 scores from last year. So you bring in guys like Chifamba, Ernest Bawa coming in from North Carolina. So 23 newcomers, 13 freshmen, and 9 transfers.
Got a number of guys coming from top programs too. You know, obviously Chifamba from Clemson. Kalukian was with Michigan a couple years ago.
Here is Kalukian on it now. Good play by Moritz Gundelach, the ACC Defender of the Week, after he scored his first career goal against Dartmouth last week. Boston College won back-to-back games after tying their first 2 against good sides Iona and Providence. Iona, who won the Metro in the regular season the last 2 years, and Providence, which has always been a quality team, who actually beat Syracuse last year. As Syracuse the #1 team in the country to begin the season. Behar starts it forward. That's too far for everyone. And Tomas Hutt, the senior goalkeeper, started his career at Army West Point. Didn't play last year, but won the starting job this year among a group of 3 goaltenders, Jaheim Wickham, as well as Jason Smith. Those 2 split time last year, but Hutt beat him out in the offseason.
And you got Max Andrews, number 18 for BC, playing for Army as well. He's a transfer.
Ask Eklund was close by and commits the foul. Max Andrews, 2 assists, is tied for the team lead for Boston College. Here's Michael Asari, freshman the Eagles are really excited about. From Ghana, and he goes wide for Chavi O'Neal, using his speed to the middle. Ask Eklund, first chance on the ball. Works it back to Asari. Chips one towards goal, and Hunt swipes it away.
It was a great combination there. Xavi O'Neal shows what he can do prior to this shot, but knocking it around a bit there, moving it up into the 18 of Syracuse, and you know, BC's turning it around a little bit. They're making some putting some chances on goal.
Yeah, it was considering right away.
Unexpected, yes.
Now the corner kick that bends short. Marco dos Santos took it. And again, Xavi to work towards the box. Knocked out. And Syracuse will push back in transition.
You can see the speed of both teams. Both teams are just very athletic. Syracuse can try to settle it down a little bit, knock it around in the back. Possession-type game.
Both coaches talked about wanting to break up the other team's rhythm as much as possible and not let them settle into this game. These two have played about as even as you could possibly play over the last decade. Here's the ball over the top. Xavi O'Neal is onside. He's got Asari as well. Pass maybe a little behind. Switches to his right foot, but could only get it off the defender in front of him.
And that's the transition that Coach Thompson is talking about. You know, he said that once we transition with the speed that we have, we can move it pretty quickly. And as you see right there, a couple passes here and there up to Xavi O'Neal. He's going to be dangerous all night long. Gets it across the top of the area. Quick turn, shot. Nothing happened, but that transition situation is going to happen a lot.
And those are transitions that, frankly, we did not see last year from this Boston College team, that they've incorporated more so this year.
And not only that, but we didn't see it with speed. So when we did see it last year, it wasn't quite as fast as this is tonight so far and what we've seen from BC earlier this season. So, you know, again, they're athletic, they're fast, and I think what's happened the most since last year is that the confidence level has just risen because they're not so young anymore. They have a little bit more experience, and they have some new guys to contribute.
BC's been on the ball a bunch after Syracuse scored that opening goal, and a whistle here. Possession to the Orange. J.C. Griggs is our referee tonight. Red Gold, the goal scorer. Just shows when you lose so much scoring, it's never just one guy. You gotta spread it out to replace. Red Gold adds to that. Another scorer on the board for Syracuse. Over the top here, Max Andrews was there to defend against Red Gold. Braden Smith. Smith, who played for New England Revolution Academy right down the road. One's out of bounds for a goal kick from Brennan Klein.
Yeah, Coach McIntyre, we were talking to him earlier this week about him, and Braden Smith is just one of those top talents. You know, again, he's only a freshman. Keep that in mind, and he's playing like he's a junior, senior, upperclassman. I mean, the kid's a fantastic player. He was one of the highlights of the game against Lemoyne, actually. When, I mean, there were a few good players that did okay, but as a whole, I think he stood out more than anyone, and that's credit to him as a young player taking it on at this level.
That one is out of bounds, untouched. On the Orange bench. Long throw in from Threadgold right to Gundalak. Nathan Scott, sophomore transfer in from UC Riverside, all Big West freshman team last year. Deep ball for Klein. Talk about a gauntlet to start. I mean, there's really no combinations of ACC teams that's not difficult to start a season, but Boston College opens with Syracuse tonight, the 2022 national champs, and then their next game will be at home against Clemson next Friday night, the 2021 and 2023 national champs.
Yeah.
So the last three title holders on this field over the next...
in 7 days,
Yep.
yeah.
That's right.
But that's the ACC right there. I mean, that's why, you know, every coach talks about once you get to the ACC schedule, it's just so tough because it is the best conference in the country, as you mentioned earlier. I think both teams are trying to settle down a little bit. I mean, we're only 10 minutes into the game, but, you know, a lot of back and forth, a lot of speed, a lot of transition. I think both teams will try to settle it down a little bit, maintain a little bit of composure, see what they can do in the final third.
Syracuse back 3 in position. Up high on Max Andrews, just got a piece of it. Braden Smith's right there as well. Here's Dos Santos. Get the cross through.
Nice little play by Braden Smith.
And that's whistled. Syracuse player down behind the play. That's Andre Cutler de Jesus, grad student from Mamaroneck.
It stepped on a little bit there. Clears the ball.
Came in as a transfer from Marist, de Jesus. Coach McIntyre called him kind of one of those unsung heroes that's come a long way. Got stuck behind some guys last year, but has earned his spot. Red Gold retreats.
Oh, that's good. The 1 and 2 touches by Syracuse working well. Got to let the ball do the work. That's what we're trying to do. That's what I meant by trying to settle it down a little bit. Let the ball do the work. Switch the field. He's giving him a little bit of space.
The 1-0 lead on the first-minute goal by Gabe Threadgold. His first as a member of the Orange. Chifamba for Threadgold once more. Lead ball forward a little bit too far for Braden Smith.
And that's the idea. Take a look at the goal here. I mean, in the first minute, just fantastic goal. The runs were made in the box, and there you go. Threadgold's right there to put it in. You know, and I think it took the BC defenders a little bit by surprise. They weren't anticipating that quickly, and it was a great ball. Perfect ball right there. Threadgold just had to knock it in.
So a great setup by Michael Aqua, the junior from Ghana. Played at Lindsey Wilson College. Was an all-Mid-South Conference second-team selection. Syracuse has a bunch of these guys who have come up from NAIA or Division II or junior college, whatever the case may be, and kind of going up, and not just up to the level of the ACC, but up to Division I first and then the ACC, and it is an interesting transition to make.
Yeah. Daniel Burko is one of those. Lincoln Waldorf, or Lincoln Memorial U, you know, NAIA, another school.
Remember Boston College without CJ Williams tonight on that back line. Who has started 32 of the last 34 games this program has played. So goal kick, Brennan Klein. Preseason all ACC watch list selection after a strong year last year, a strong career so far as he plays in his redshirt senior season. Off of Asari forward. Mark Boy forward for Leo Guarino and Dos Santos.
Dos Santos is so great in the midfield there. Cleans things up, settles it down for Boston College.
definitely see Boston College trying to advance things downfield a little bit more than we've seen in the past. Kalukian sets up wide for Smith. This is where Syracuse is really dangerous, and they will work once again through their back line.
Yeah, they're playing smart right now. Maintain possession, simple balls, 1 and 2 touches, then you advance.
Chafamba comes over to the near side again.
There's the switch.
Knocked down. Christian Behar with good pressure.
That was a good play by Behar, because those opportunities, when Syracuse gets them, they're going to serve that ball into the box, and that's when they're so dangerous, because Kalukian he'll get all over those balls.
Behar, who's continued to really just take advantage of the opportunity presented to him, really took a step last year in the ACC tournament against Duke, because this is whistled down for a foul. Had a goal and an assist in that ACC tournament game, and has started them all so far now here in 2024. So free kick for Nathan Scott.
These are the set pieces that BC needs to be fully aware of, because Syracuse oftentimes over the last few years really takes advantage of their set pieces. They're very skilled at it. They're going to have to track guys in the box. There's Kalukian in the wall. He's going to probably spin off the wall and get inside the box. And you got Cutler DeJesus on the end there. Who's going to probably get inside in the penalty area and see what happens with the serve. And there's Kalukian breaking off the wall. So maybe a different setup here, a different plan.
All kinds of confusion on the wall. Aqua's unmarked up top. Scott throws it towards the corner, and nobody really there.
Kept it in.
Braden Smith again for the back post, and that header is wide.
And that's that's a serve that's obviously a little bit too high, lofting serve. You want to drive that more. Sometimes you can take advantage of it, and someone in the box can head it back to someone that's running onto it. But generally speaking, you want to serve those balls at a lower level and drive them more, so you can get a good head on it. You saw there, nothing happened with that one.
That was one place that seemed like generally everybody agreed Syracuse lacked a touch of quality in that game against Lemoyne on some of those set pieces.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. I mean, there were times where they played really well. Particularly the last 15, 20 minutes, they really pushed and tried to get that equalizer. That didn't happen. But you're right, it was a little bit of sloppiness in the set pieces.
And here is Kalukian. Decides to take the shot, knocked down well by Mark Boy. Better adjustment that time. Again, by the grad student getting his first start at this level.
That's smart. Smart. Set it up again. Work the ball around. Switch the field. And good defending by Xavi O'Neal.
Hard to imagine. The Orange have not won on this turf since 1999. Obviously, that includes the period where these two teams were not in the same conference until Syracuse joined the ACC in 2013. But even so, that's 2 College Cup teams since then.
Yeah, it really is an amazing stat. And when I first saw that, it's hard to believe. But, over the last few years, I have remembered they tie or they lose when Syracuse comes into town.
Tied the last 2 years, 1-1. And Dos Santos with a good run all the way out front. Leads Michael Asari. good double team pressure there that time by Syracuse.
That was a nice defensive play.
That's kind of that veteran presence of Elton Chafambra coming in from Clemson. And the Orange change field. Smith, can he get there? No.
You got DeSantos again. Here he is. I mean, he's a threat every time he gets the ball in the midfield. Look at him. He's just booking down the field, sets something up. You know, he's one of those guys, one of those you know, guys that makes things happen in the middle. You know, I think as a freshman, you know, what can you say about a guy that's you know, running things as a sophomore now? As a freshman, he was an excellent player as well. These are the types of guys that we've talked about that had a lot of experience as freshmen. Now they're sophomores, some are juniors, and they play like they're seniors. I think that's one advantage Coach Thompson has from last year. A lot of guys that were so young and they were playing a lot. So now they're sophomores or juniors, and you know, they got tons of experience.
We've talked about this on games earlier this year. On the one hand, the negative last year of having so many freshmen playing, and it was 70+% of Boston College's minutes were underclassmen last year. Well, when you push it forward, it spins into a positive, right?
Exactly.
And Syracuse will be in that position next year.
Right.
With just a totally new roster again so far here in 2024. Behar takes the space given to him, and Guarino tried to get it to Xavi O'Neal. Not back.
Yeah, so now BC's doing the same thing. They're trying to control the ball. They're maintaining possession, looking to see what Syracuse is going to do defensively, and then they'll attack. And they did a lot of that last year too. They would attack, but I think this year they have more confidence and you know, man for man, they're just a better team, I think, this year than they were last year. Last year they would, you know, tie games, lose games maybe by 1 or whatever, but this year they're competitive, and I think they have the confidence, like Coach Thompson mentioned. You know, they have so much confidence this year.
At some point, you do have to get those results and that belief, and they've started to get that. Here's Guarino, comes all the way in, got knocked off, still right there, and Asari puts it in! Michael Asari kept it going and ties it.
And you really just got to take care of the ball, and the defenders really got to take care of those spaces there. Sorry, just kept moving on that, and it resulted in a goal, obviously. You'll see here, kind of the double team. Guarino gets through there, beats a couple men, gets inside the box, which is a problem right there. And next thing you know, Asari's got a foot on the ball, and it's in the back of the net. So defensively, Syracuse wasn't tight enough that time. But, you know, what can you say? Asari with a great goal to put BC on the board.
So Michael Asari, I mean, you know this, you've coached long enough now. Sometimes talk to coaches and they bring up a certain person, you can just hear it in their voice, even though it hasn't happened yet. You can just kind of get a sense of they really have a, you know, this guy might be something here.
Right, yeah.
And you hear that in Bob Thompson's voice when he's talking about Michael Asari.
Right, only a freshman, yeah. I mean, he's from Ghana. You know, he's just one of those kids that's mature, you know, probably well beyond his years. And you know, that's great to see him score a goal. You know, it was a quality goal, and you know, that sets the tone for what he can do in the future. And Coach Thompson's, you know, thinking he's going to do great things.
Behar sends it forward for Ask Eklund. And a nice job to clear that ball out quickly. You know, one of the other pieces, you talked about the confidence point that you were just talking about. So there's the wins part of it, right? And believing in, you know, being able to win and finding ways to finish off games. But there's also the confidence piece that comes when you fall behind 1-0, the way that Boston College just did, especially that early in the game, but just at any point, and the confidence that the game's not over.
Exactly, exactly. And that's what, you know, what the mentality of this team has been so far this year is that they know they can play with anyone and they want to take it to that next level. You know, last year they were so young. They're like, oh, I think we can do it, but let's see if we can. This year they have the confidence, and they've also kind of looked at themselves as the underdog for the most part, which I think really helps. So now they're thinking, you know what? Okay, we're not expected to win, but let's go out there and see what we can do, and maybe we will win. And we're pretty confident we can win. So that's been the strength of their mentality this year so far.
And they're keeping the momentum after that goal as Syracuse is called for the foul there, and the first card of the game comes out.
Yep, defensively, you know, that's a tough foul. You know, sometimes it's a good idea to just do that to stop the momentum. But, you know, you obviously don't want to get a yellow card.
Chimere Omese.
Omese's a great player.
Toronto FC Academy coming in as a freshman. He's also spent some time on the Canadian national team at the U17 level. A game winner in the 87th minute against Colgate in the opener. This foul will go back the other way. They'll say Eklund hooked and wrapped around on his arm.
Sam Layton doing a good job staying tight with Eklund there. You're going to have to do that with him. He's such an amazing goal scorer, and you have to keep track of him, just like BC has to keep track of Kalukian at the other end. You know, two top quality forwards that we featured in the beginning of the broadcast. But, you know, Sam Layton did a great job right there.
Sam Layton's someone that Ian McIntyre talked about. Said the respect that this group has to come in as a grad student, first year in the program, and be voted captain.
Right, absolutely, yeah. Australian native.
Orange back to work. Oh, there's a lane here. Cross is too high. Good setup there, Chifamba.
And that was interesting. Chifamba just a little bit ahead of himself there. If he had made the run a little bit later, he's right there. You see him in the middle. And if he had run onto it, he wouldn't have been able to get over that ball, I think, a bit more. But, you know, it's all anticipation. You can't predict where the ball's going to go. But I think if he had held his run a little bit, that may have been a goal.
Got started just 43 seconds into this match tonight. And Gabe Threadgold's first goal as a member of the Orange, and then answered by Michael Osari. In the 22nd minute, Leo Guarino, by the way, gets the assist, so that's his first point as a member of Boston College, the Wake Forest transfer.
Here's a foul on Kalukian here. And that's the thing about Kalukian. He's going to protect the ball as much as he can, and Jack Burkhart just kind of takes him down a little bit for the foul. But, you know, Kalukian is such a big kid. He's hard to take down.
Yeah, his numbers on the card, 6'0", 191, don't necessarily jump off, but he plays big. I mean, you just see it.
Yeah, he's solid.
Watching a couple of minutes.
Yeah, he's a strong kid. And he's such a workhorse. He's gonna give it everything you've got.
A 1-1 game, the final score of the last two meetings between these teams. In fact, going back to when Syracuse joined the ACC in 2013, 10 of the 11 matches between these two teams have been 1 goal or a tie. And the one that wasn't was 2-0.
Yeah, it's an amazing stat. Looking back at the history between these teams.
Syracuse is going to bring in the first set of subs in this game here in the first half. They'll bring in 3. Jonah Leibold is in along with Ernest Bawa and Kelvin DaCosta. Leibold is the one that we mentioned. There's only 4 guys on the roster from the championship team in 2022. Leibold is the only one that played more than 2 games. And he's had to come back from quite a bit.
Yeah.
Over the last 18 months, missed time last year due to injury, just his second game of the year, so they're managing him and working him back, but it's a real positive for this Syracuse team to have him back on the field.
And I could talk about Jonah Leibel, all night long. This kid was, he's a German kid. He was one of absolutely the top 5 players on that national championship team in 2022. He would take the ball on the left side and just take guys on all day long, and 9 times out of 10 would beat them. He was so effective offensively, and it was a big reason why that whole team was so confident offensively and why they got things done and had such success in 2022. It's good to see him back.
That team won 8 consecutive games to finish their season, culminating in national championship PK win over Indiana. The last game that they did not win was against Boston College.
There you go.
1-1 tie.
Yep.
Xavi O'Neal away from Bawa. Oh, here's Eklund. Eklund's got space on his right foot. Does he have the shot? Went across the grain, and it was wide.
And that is such a dangerous situation. Xavi O'Neal cutting across toward the top of the 18. So dangerous. We'll watch it here. I mean, this is what it's all about. He gets the ball to Eklund. Eklund takes a touch. Could have gotten a shot there, except Guarino was in his way a little bit. But either way, he still got the shot off. That's the danger that BC presents every single time that Xavi gets the ball and gets it up to Eklund.
I think the thing that is impressive about this group, first let's watch this sequence here, because it's 4-on-3 back for Boston College. And Asari, who's got a goal already. Jack Burkhart steps in and can't get it on net.
Asari, another one. Watch this move on the sideline here. I mean, this is a little scoop up over the defender. Takes it down the sideline, gets it in, and they get another chance. Burkhart didn't get over the ball, and so it was, way over the crossbar. But this is the challenge that Syracuse has defensively against this strong, attacking Boston College squad.
The thing that, the point I was going to make, the thing that stands out with this Boston College, remember, this team only scored 12 goals last year. They were 200th in the country in offense. And Bob Thompson put a lot of that on, the fact that they have guys like Eklund and Guarino up front now with 30-plus career goals in college to add in. But the speed of this particular group and how quickly they've been able to change fields when they've needed to and use that transition. I mean, just look at the difference in shots year over year.
Right.
Now, maybe 1 or 2 games might inflate those numbers a little bit, but it still stands out in a pretty big way.
Yeah, and ironically, even though the stats are what they are, they were still in, competitively in most of their games last year. They would lose 1-0, or they would tie, or there were never any blowouts. So they were absolutely 100% competitive in the ACC.
Yeah, it was really just one game that Boston College was not in. I mean, you look at it, they finished 3-9-5 last year, 9 losses, 5 ties, but 6 of those 9 losses were by 1 goal.
Right, exactly.
So if you combine that together, it's not to, try to make more of last year than it was, but it's just to show the building blocks that are there. If you can add in those offensive pieces, and by the way, feel like those offensive pieces are there, and here is one of them. Eklund. Not a bad try.
And by the way, that was a lot of freshmen and sophomores last year, like we talked about. Young guys that were competitive in the ACC and losing, close games and tying some decent tie results as well.
Long ball off the wing. Oh, good spot. Oh, how quickly did that come? And Kalukian got knocked down at the end of it.
Speed on the outside.
Yeah, he kind of landed awkwardly, but seems to be okay. That was Chimere Omese who set it up.
Omese's got tons of speed in the outside, coming up from the back. Nice quick cross to Kalukian. Couldn't get much on it there, but again, that's the danger the Syracuse poses as well. So they got a corner out of it. The more chances you get, more chances you have, opportunities you have, and you don't score, Syracuse can take advantage of these, get the corner kicks and the set pieces as well.
Scott Sets up to Costa, knocked down by Guarino. So 13-10 to go here in this first half. The ACC opener between Syracuse and Boston College. Orange, who kind of bounced around in the national polls a little bit. The soccer polls seem to fluctuate a lot more for whatever reason, but yeah, Syracuse went from preseason 25th, which really kind of shows the respect that the country has for Ian McIntyre, because it's a completely new team.
Completely new team, right.
They won 2 games. They went all the way up to 7.
7, I know.
And now back to 20.
25 to 7 to 20, yeah. But that's the thing. Coach McIntyre has developed such a great program as far as respect goes, and obviously the winning the national championship helped. 2015, they were in the the Final Four, losing to Clemson and PKs, and it's one of those things where there's a lot of respect around the country.
Here's the yellow card against Max Andrews. That tug at the end.
Little tug, yeah. You're going to get a card for that.
Back Syracuse, that first College Cup team in 2015, they beat Boston College in the Elite 8.
Right. Yeah, I was actually at that game. That was a good game.
Up falling to Clemson in the national semifinal. Chafamba. Lukian goes and finds it against Christian Behar.
Oh, that's a nice ball.
Chafamba. Moritz Gundelach was there. Oh, nifty move. Chafamba again.
Patience is key here. BC on their end as well defensively. Need to be patient.
Aqua to the corner. Chafamba's got some space. Steps into it. Gets it right back. A lot of time of possession here for Syracuse. And finally, Boston College is going to get it back. Guarino quickly got spun down, and Syracuse is right back on it.
Good recovery by Syracuse. Good opportunity for Guarino to take it out. Got caught up there. That was not a foul, but needed to move on their transition a little bit.
Little give and go for Leibold. Knocked down by Mark Boy.
Now take a look at Nick Kalukian here. He's got such a presence in the box and knows exactly where his teammates are. Gets it out to the top of the 18 for a shot, and it's almost like he has eyes in the back of his head. But that's a sign of a great forward. He has a presence. He's aware of what's going on all around him, and so he's going to take a break here for the rest of the half. But just a quality player.
Christian Fortier, the first year from Toronto, scored the game-tying goal against Charlotte. Just turned 18 years old on Monday.
I know that when I was watching that game, that surprised me. He's 17-year-old. He should, and I believe he's Canadian, isn't he? So he would have had technically a 13th year because they go to high school for 13 years. I don't really know all the details of why he was 17 and playing, but that was an unbelievable goal, by the way.
Came through the Toronto FC Academy, through MLS Next. Syracuse has kind of established that connection with Toronto.
Absolutely, over the years, many years, yep. In fact, you talk about a lot of years, you're going way back when you're talking about when I played, but we had a number of Canadians on our team as well, and I remember it because in Syracuse, it's only a few hours from Toronto. you know, and somehow there was a connection. Somehow guys wanted to come over and just play. And it's continued over many, many years.
Made Syracuse an international airport, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Out of bounds for a throw. 1-1 game, under 10 minutes remaining in this first half from Newton. This ACC opener. Remember, the ACC men's soccer schedule is basically different than almost all the other sports, where you don't just load up your non-conference early and then jump into conference play. The non-conference mixes in throughout the entire season.
Right.
In fact, Boston College final home game this year will be a non-conference game on October 26th. 2 goals on the board so far. Didn't take long for the first one as the Orange got going with Michael Aqua setting up down the right side and hits Threadgold for his first goal of the season. And then Guarino, the veteran from Wake Forest, and Michael Aqua, an excellent play to force it through with that right foot finish and tie the game 1 apiece.
2 quality goals on the run of play. Fantastic start to this game.
So felt like a little bit more time at that end of the field for Syracuse on the ball after Boston College had some chances. Shots overall are 7-6 in favor of Syracuse, but 3-1 Boston College in shots on target. Just 1 corner each way. Behar forward, Eklund, nice touch. Guarino just overran it a bit. And then that's whistled down for a foul against Syracuse. That's Fortier.
Yeah, it's a pretty even game, too. I'm thinking about, you know, what's been going on so far. And, you know, Syracuse gets their chances. They kind of keep the ball on the offensive end. Then BC comes down. They kind of do the same thing, and they get some set-piece chances as well. So it's fairly even. Shots, all that, you know. So it's you know, these are 2 teams that are fairly even so far in this match.
We're going to have a video review for the first time tonight. Expanded video review across college soccer this year.
Give the boys a little bit of a break here.
This is kind of a list of some of what can be reviewed across college soccer. They made a couple of revisions to the language of what can be reviewed to kind of simplify a little bit this year. So obvious goal scoring situations, determining proper punishment in cases of stopping a promising attack, determining offside and whether a goal should have been allowed or not. There are closed circuit cameras throughout the facility, as well as our production today, that kind of all get mixed in. So there's 2 cameras in the end zone, and then 1 on top of the press box as well. And those 3 are part of the closed circuit feed that get pumped into the computer downstairs. They take a peek.
Take a look at this last play here. Well, it looks like a back, you know.
It is nothing after review.
Yeah. Christian Behar took the brunt of that in the back of the head. So these guys are chatting about what they're going to do. Are they going to serve it? They're going to shoot? They're going to fake the shot? One guy's a lefty, one guy's a righty. These are all strategies that you got to think of, because these set pieces are so important in this game. I mean, there's been so many games decided on set pieces, and it's why it's so important that they figure out what they're going to do on these set pieces.
It's Dos Santos. Oh, got a header chance! Oh, Mark Boy was right there. What a great set that was.
That was a fantastic opportunity, and that's what I mean right there. Perfect example of the set piece. Mark Boyd makes a nice run into the box. Dos Santos with a nice cross, a little bit of pace on it. He'd gotten that down a little bit more. That was in the back of the net, but yeah, great opportunity for BC.
And onside as well, really well done.
Timed it perfectly.
That was one of the things that Bob Thompson talked about with last year, because of how young the group was and new, maybe more importantly even than young, your teaching system. Whereas this year, because so much is back, you're not teaching system anymore, you're teaching plays like that.
Right, you're just working on the little fundamentals that sharpen your skills and your ability to score and ability to take care of the ball, really.
Boston College about to bring in their first set of subs with 5:23 remaining. Orange back to work. That ball was a little behind Chifamba. And there's some space here for Xavi O'Neal. Got the gas pedal down and then stops.
Smart move, very smart move by O'Neal.
Ask Eklund. So Santos got knocked down behind the play, but they let the advantage go.
And he's got to get up. He can't just raise his hands. Ref didn't call it. They're going to keep playing here.
Asari knocked down. Now it's Behar service for Xavi O'Neal. And now it's the Eagles a little bit more on the front foot here in the last 5 minutes of the first half.
Smart play by Quinn Alcott there. Coach McIntyre saying no foul, no foul. You got to be careful. Susie, that was Daniel Burko. He switched uniforms. He was 19, now he's 29.
Burko, as you said, from Lincoln Memorial University. Coach McIntyre talked with us about one of the other things. It's not just coming up to a new level, but it's sometimes being the guy who plays 90 minutes at that level versus now coming up and having a different role, coming off the bench, sacrificing a little bit.
Right, right. It's an adjustment for everyone. Not everyone can get on the field, but there's a role for everyone. Daniel Murko, he's an excellent player. He's got tons of experience, a Norwegian guy.
Nice footwork. There is Burko. On a bounce, no problem for Klein.
Under 3 minutes now.
Pressure coming back. Loose ball in the middle. It's Syracuse. Chifamba. Dos Santos stays with it, then taken down. Christian Fortier.
The aggression level has not deteriorated throughout this half. Guys are still going at it. They know how important this game is. Fairly even match, as mentioned. But it's going to be a battle for the rest of the night, for sure. .203 to go in the first half. Max Andrews to throw in for Boston College.
Burko trying to run it down. Mark Boyce there. Boyce settled into this game a little bit. Coming up at halftime, talk to some of the members of this Boston College men's soccer team. Why they chose to come to Boston College. Highlight stats all coming up at the half. Guarino spun off. Over top from Leighton. Max Andrews right there. Off of BC, quick throw.
Oh, and there's a corner. You do not want to give that up with less than a minute to go. Set pieces are key here. Let's see what happens. 30 seconds.
And now Syracuse kind of take their time a little bit, set up. Almost a final shot of the half. Just the second corner of the game for Syracuse. Jafamba spinning
it's a great ball.
Boy, that was right there.
That was a great ball. That that would have been a nice finish to the half.
It was Sam Leighton who had the try as the final seconds come off on half number one.
Cutler de Jesus.
I beg your pardon, you're right, yep.
Out of nowhere, the defender comes up with a nice shot.
So that's half, and that is a 1-1 game that's about as even as you could get. 9-8 Syracuse in shots, 3-2 Boston College on goal. 1-1 the score after Syracuse took a lead 43 seconds into this game. Boston College with a massive
successful offensively.
So half number two set to begin. These teams have tied 1-1 each of the last 2 seasons. And Syracuse has not won at Boston College since 1999. Eagles are unbeaten in their last 6 against the Orange, 3-0-3. Going back to 2016. Rowan coming up from Syracuse. O'Mace. Turned over to Eklund. Ask Eklund. Over for Guarino. Couldn't get to it before Cutler de Jesus knocked it out. Misplay. Syracuse will get it.
So this is the test, the first couple of minutes of the second half. Who's going to attack more? Who's going to put the pressure on?
Good overlapping run there. Boston College defended it well.
Again, you want to maintain the composure, and that's the smart situation play by Syracuse. Move the ball, switch the field.
Guarino. Working there against Braden Smith.
And here's the transition we were talking about. See what BC can do here. Maintain possession, but transition into the offense. And that's what both teams have been doing all night long.
A little bit more content to work through the back line. This is a lot of what we saw last year. Boston College defending with a back 4 this year. A little different change from last year. All forward for Murphy.
That's actually off Syracuse. Yep, that's a good call.
So a throw in for Christian Behar. Eklund, ball forward for Dos Santos. Couldn't run it down. Dos Santos nearly had positioning. Guarino right on the edge of the penalty area.
Little sloppy from both teams here. Ball's just bouncing around. They need to maintain possession, settle it down a bit. It's a little bit of over anxiousness.
And then let's see. As a card is going to come out. If that's on Max Andrews, that's his second yellow. Oh, they gave the yellow to Kaluki.
They gave it to Kaluki, and yes,
wow.
They did. Look at that. He's gonna.
Let's see.
Let's take a close look here. Goes out of bounds. He tried to grab the ball. And Andrews pushed him. Yes, he took a little bit of a dive, but he definitely pushed him. So at the very least, both get a yellow, in my opinion. Unless there's a little chatting going on there that we're unaware of. That'll cause a yellow card.
Microphones don't reach that far.
You never know what they're saying.
Well,
either way, yeah.
That is, it's crucial because that's would have been Andrew's second yellow card, right?
Right. And I'm sure the ref was hesitant to give him one because of that.
So it turns to Murphy off the restart of play. And there's the push.
Set piece situation again.
You always got to be careful that first contact after a situation like that we just saw on the far side. Referee's usually going to be a little on edge, right?
Right.
And that's pretty clear in the back.
Pretty clear, yeah. Trying to protect the ball. He's shielding the ball well. Get pushed from behind. That's a foul for sure.
Okay, defend this one. Get your heads up. Defend this play. Go. Get Joe.
So a chance now in a 1-1 game. And Guarino early in this second half. Boston College, which started this game trailing for the first time all year, surrendered the first goal 43 seconds in, matched it in the 22nd minute.
Now let's watch Eklund, number 9 in the middle. See him right near the penalty area there. Let's see what he does. He's got a great knack for the goal and where to be. He's making his run inside near post. Ball wasn't there though. You see a little frustration on his end because he's expecting the ball to go near post. Driven, kind of a driven cross, and that was not a great cross that time by Guarino.
We talk a lot about Eklund, and rightfully so, and he's lived up to it so far. 4 goals in his first 4 games, but Guarino coming in as well was the other key piece. So Eklund had the 20 career goals coming in, but Guarino had 10 of his own in a couple of years at Wake Forest, mostly coming in as a depth piece, but still 10 college goals is 10 college goals. And to bring that in, so without even doing anything, you add 30 career college goals into the mix up front. Absolutely. Between number 9 and number 10 for Boston College this year.
Guarino, I mean, even if he hasn't scored a lot so far, I mean, 10 goals at Wake Forest says a lot. He played for Wake Forest, one of the best programs in the country. So he's absolutely 100% an offensive threat. And the goals will come.
Good header by Cutler de Jesus. Boy. Deep ball, no problem for Tomas Hutt. Jafamba got knocked down, no call. Here's Kalukian. Kalukian across.
Oh, that's a good ball.
That That was there.
That's a handball right there.
Max Andrews was the one who broke it up. Syracuse wanted it. We may get a look at that as that's knocked out and a corner kick.
It looked like a handball. It looked like it was off the elbow. We'll have to take a look at it maybe if we get a chance here.
Let's see.
Here is the... it hit his back and then it sort of brushed his arm, so I can see why they wouldn't call that. When it was live, it looked like it really hit his arm only, but I think it did hit his back a bit, so it was unintentional.
Played in, and Brendan Klein. Syracuse rounding into position once again. Malukian likes that play. That's all the way across. Another ball that was there trying to hit Omese.
That's a situation where guys in the box need to hold their runs just a little bit. Omese was there, but he was there too quickly. I think if you hold your run a little bit, you can run onto the ball and you have a better chance. But sometimes those balls are whipped in there so quickly that they're unexpected. But you have to anticipate that. You have to make sure you're expecting it.
Chipped in for Klein.
BC doing a good job defensively here.
What a heavyweight matchup to open ACC play down in Clemson, South Carolina, huh? Number 5, Stanford, the newcomer to the league, against number 2, Clemson. Clemson will be here next Friday night. Eric and I will be here for it. ACC Network Extra, 7 o'clock start, the Eagles and the Tigers. BC does not have a midweek game this week, so that will be their next game. Boston becoming title town for different reasons. Last 3 national champions.
Right.
In over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's
next 2 weeks.
Tough
next
schedule.
week.
Yeah, 1 week. Yeah. That's the test you want. You know, that's the challenge yourself against the best teams. And to be honest, obviously Syracuse is a completely different team. All newcomers, mostly. Oh, he's on.
Eyeball plays it
they're
well.
calling him off. They're calling him off.
Yep, flags up.
Interesting.
It is amazing when, you know, we always talk about the ACC Olympic sports and how good they are in most of the sports, but men's soccer adding Stanford, adding SMU to, I mean, it's pretty remarkable.
Right.
And in fact, it's going to change who the teams are. I mean, Boston College's ACC, it's very unbalanced schedule. You only play 8 ACC games, right? So you don't nearly play everybody.
Right.
But for Boston College, 7 of their 8 ACC games were against teams ranked in the preseason poll. 4 of those teams that were ranked are no longer ranked. It's only been 2 weeks.
Right.
So it is a little, as much as we think we know about all of these teams, it is going to be a little bit of a question who are the ones that really are going to jump up and come back in this year versus other years.
Big conference, 15 teams. Two West Coast teams. It's just so interesting to me. You know, they fly all the way across the country.
Both Boston College and Syracuse will not play any of the newcomers this year. So Santos taken down. Here are the newcomers. This is their men's soccer success. Stanford to win on that run, 3 national championships, 2015 to 17. SMU's been very, very solid recently here as well.
The landscape of college soccer is changing, but ACC remains the best conference in the country.
Mark Boy, ball forward for Murphy. Guarino spun off. Mark Boy's got to jump back in. Good job against Kalukian. Held him up enough. Kalukian still right back on it, though. Back to his right foot. He loves that pass. And Max Andrews clears it out. First career start, the ACC with Boston College for Mark Boy. Tough assignment. CJ Williams out tonight. Nearly had a goal-scoring opportunity as well off a header.
He did, absolutely. Put his head down a little bit more on that, and that was definitely in the back of the net. Made a great run in that first half. Get a head on that. I just couldn't put it under the bar.
And comes in from Campbellsville, where he was a second-team All-American last year, NCCAA. Campbellsville made the tournament title game last year. They were the champs in 2021. Does bring in some experience. Natural leader.
Good run by Threadgold.
Here is Threadgold. Not sure that was the pass he was looking for in the back end of it.
You're exactly right, but it was a great run. That's what they need to continue to do to attack. BC on the same end, the opposite end needs to do the same thing. Make those long runs, those long bending, overlapping runs. Find the gaps and move forward.
Comes out on the near side to Boston College. Kalukian's cleat came off. Be interesting here. Boston College has only made 2 subs in this game. Both of those forwards up front, Guarino and Eklund, as well as Dos Santos, have played the whole way. Syracuse, who has made 5 subs, so just something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Fitness level is important, obviously.
A trick play try there, didn't work. Ended up hitting the hand of Omese.
Coach McIntyre did, kind of yelling out to the midfield there to push forward and press a little bit, and he's right. Can't let BC take advantage and control the ball as much as they have been.
Well, they did right there. Off the takeaway, Sam Layton stepped up, made that play. Omese got it right back, but flag was up.
Yeah, I think he was in an offside position when he get that ball back. But you're right, that is an interesting point, is, the few subs and what is the fitness level of these guys that are out on the field right now, and how much depth do they really have to push the envelope a little bit in the second half here, BC.
BC did not play a midweek this week, so they have not played since Sunday. Syracuse played Monday night, the newly minted Salt City Derby against Lemoyne. Guarino. It feels like Syracuse has done a pretty good job, even in a spot like that. There's 3 orange defenders all around. There's just nowhere to go with that ball.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, they closed in on him pretty quickly. 2 guys, and then a third came in, and Guarino didn't have much of a choice. He didn't have anyone supporting him right there that he could bump it back to. And at the same time, I think he was trying to do a little bit too much inside the box, try to get a shot off, but the defense was right there.
Omese plays it forward, nobody there. 16 minutes in to this second half. The It's a 1-1 game. Both goals scored in the first half. Neither team has a shot in half number 2. One corner for Syracuse. Look at the pressure Kalukian put on Brendan Klein. What's been different about this second half so far from what we saw in half number 1?
I'm glad you asked that, because I was just thinking about and listening to Coach McIntyre on the sidelines here, and this is sort of the traditional type of style that Syracuse is accustomed to and known for, is to press, press, press. And they're at that point now. They've come back from some games already this year. They tied up Charlotte, as you watch this attack by BC here.
Nice give and go. Toro to his left foot. Toro! Oh, it bounced, but wide. Where did it hit?
Hit him off the face, right?
Wow.
Luckily for him.
Sam Layton.
Got it off the nose, maybe.
It's the luckiest bloody nose you'll ever have.
Nice little play there.
Talk about
at
freshman
midfield.
stepping in.
Yep, absolutely.
Toro.
And at the other end there, right at the top of the box, gets the shot off of Layton's face. But you know, nice opportunity for BC. What I was talking about, though, is this kind of the style that Syracuse is accustomed to and used to. They want to press, 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 and try to get that extra goal as the game moves on, and they don't want to let off the gas.
Dos Santos spins out for Toro. His follow-up shot again is deflected and too high.
And now the same could be said for BC. They're doing the same thing. They're pressing and trying to get that second goal. Set pieces, obviously important again. The attempted clear, and then the one touch and the shot and deflection off the head. So you get another set piece corner kick. So the pressure from both teams is resulting in some good opportunities.
And this time Dos Santos will take it. It'll bend in towards goal. Oh, decides to go wide for Burkhart. Dos Santos gets it back. Heavy run. That's really well defended by Syracuse.
Yeah, that was well read for sure. Guarino was at the top of the box there, but just didn't make the run. And Syracuse cleared it.
It has been a much different game than a lot of the games these two teams have played so far. Syracuse came in second nationally in shots per game at 21.5. Just 9 so far tonight. Set of subs coming in for Boston College. Chavi O'Neal and Michael Asari return. Guarino will get a breather here. Well, the goals came early in this game. You might have missed it because it was 43 seconds into the game that Gabe Threadgold made it 1-0 Syracuse. But Boston College answered in the 22nd minute. Guarino got it forward, and Michael Asari, the freshman, with his first career goal. And that has continued to hold up, 1-1.
Oh, that's a good ball.
Looking for Chavi O'Neal on the back end. By the way, for Syracuse, Sakil Ming, first year from Bermuda, in for the first time. Andrews got it to Eklund. Eklund right foot. Eklund!
Oh, you cannot leave him alone in the box with the ball at his feet. That's exactly the dangerous player that he is. Gets that ball at his feet. He knows where the goal is. That's a nice touch. One quick 2 steps to the side. Didn't have the angle. But again, an opportunity for Eklund to score. He's so dangerous.
Lives up to the striker name.
He does, yeah, and he's got great awareness in the area, and that's obviously the sign of a great striker. You know, Kalukian's the same type of player for Syracuse. They know where the goal is. They have a great sense of the field and positioning, and you know, they've shown that they can score goals.
Top of the box. Well, Mace was coming crashing in, but it's sent all the way back. So Santos tied up. along with DaCosta. So shots now 3-0 for Boston College here in half number 2.
Getting the better of the chances so far.
Kalukian forward for Ming. And sets up. Oh, it's a cross! Right on the doorstep. Klein got it twice. Oh, my.
Oh, Brennan Klein is very happy that he held onto that one.
How about the speed of the freshman, Sakil Ming, to set this up?
Ming's just unreal, and he keeps it in right there. And you saw Boy was raising his hand thinking he was out of bounds, but you can't do that. You just continue to play until you hear the whistle.
Kalukian again. Behar pushed him off. They let it go. Equally physical play, well taken off by Chifamba. Behar, that's an excellent tackle.
Yeah, Behar's playing really well in the left back position there.
Layton steps up. Layton blasts wide. Let's look at this sequence in front one more time. See how close this came. So one save there, and then Klein just jumps on top of it.
And this, many people may think that's a foul. That's not. That, that's a good defensive play. He used his body to knock him off the ball. That's just a great defensive play. Some refs may call it the other way. They may call it a foul, but I think it was. And then you go Behar right there with a nice slide tackle to maintain possession. Great stuff by him.
Bob Thompson's talked a lot about Behar and that late games last year. Now, obviously, the goal and the assist stand out against Duke in the ACC tournament, but just getting more time and growing into this role. And I mean, he's been as crucial piece as anyone to this 2-0-2 start.
Yeah, he's a great defender. Coach Thompson definitely relies on him. He speaks very highly of him. Got some good experience under his belt now.
Little give and go. Kalukian. Does he have a shot? Oh, almost ran into his own man there. Maybe a little miscommunication.
A little frustrated there, I think.
Nathan Scott ended up in the area, kind of inadvertently took Kalukian off. Sometimes you kind of build your way into a shot in that lane, and that lane kind of disappeared. That is a corner kick.
That is a corner kick, yes it is. And Kalukian's still a little frustrated. Part of the reason, I think, he's got 5 guys on him inside the box there. It's tough. They know he's a threat, and he's having a difficult time getting the ball to his feet. And once he does get to his feet, he doesn't always get a shot off. So BC gives up a corner kick there, set piece again. This is dangerous.
Third corner for Syracuse tonight. Back post. Omese couldn't get it.
And as soon as I saw that coming over, I was hoping or thinking that maybe he would serve it back across the box area so someone else could come on it. Because that's generally when it's really hard to score from there, from that distance, particularly from a lofting cross like that. So he may have even been able to settle it easier than just giving up a bad header shot that time.
You definitely see it with him, right? I mean, you can see the ceiling. You see the positives. He's already scored 2 goals this year. You see some of the freshmen play as well. He's the one that took the penalty in the box that led to the Lemoyne penalty kick goal.
Right.
But between guys like him and some other freshmen, there's potential here. There is with Asari, too. He's pushed off. And the same way they didn't call it at one end, they did not call it at the other end there with Sam Layton.
Yeah. That's exactly it. You know, it's just a tough defensive play. He just knocks him off the ball. You know, you get your body in between your opponent and the ball, and that's just a good defensive play.
If this was a basketball game with Syracuse and Boston College, this is when the commentator would say, this is old school Big East basketball. I don't know if it applies here, but they're letting them play.
Yeah. Punches will be flying soon. That's what they'd say. Georgetown and Syracuse, BC
exactly.
and Georgetown, BC and Syracuse.
Here's Ming. Yeah, that popped up. Zakeel Ming, who played with the Bermuda senior national team this summer. He was called up from the U20s. First year, played for the Northwood School up in Lake Placid. All-American, and then was the MVP of the All-American All-Star game. Some room open for Dos Santos, but still, there's just a lot of Syracuse guys there.
Too many defenders. They closed in. 3 defenders he couldn't beat.
Kaluki and forward for Ming. Behar backs down.
Oh!
And it's out off of Syracuse.
Wasn't sure who that was going to go off at first. Although, is he calling a foul? He's calling a foul this time instead of over the inline. So Behar doing a great job shielding the ball. Touches it, still in, yep. So that's a foul. It was not a goal kick, or not over the inline for a goal kick. That's a interesting play. Great job by Behar. The kid is so solid back there.
All the way down at the other end, Marco Dos Santos was down for Boston College. Serves as a natural stoppage. And how about this? Diego Ochoa on the field for the first time this year for Boston College.
Yep.
Captain who has been so important to this group over the last couple of years. Was injured late in the season. Was just recently cleared. Weren't exactly sure when we would see him, but thought he was getting close. And there he is on the pitch.
That's a great sign for Boston College. Coach Thompson's been very optimistic about this happening. And
well, it shows you 2 things, right? It shows you the positive that it is that he's back and the trust that Bob Thompson has in him, because he has not played a game since last fall. And this is the spot he goes in.
Right.
In a 1-1 game with 17 minutes left.
In a pressure-filled game, ACC game, that's just a lot of confidence. Obviously, he's the captain, he's the leader.
So the way that Boston College will actually change their shape here a little bit. So Boy will push out wide and Andrews actually moves up. So we'll see, at least on the card, it's more of a back 5 at the moment for Boston College.
Right, and Andrews will have the opportunity to go on the outside there and move up, you're right.
Behar as well on the other side.
And Behar as well, yeah, so it's almost like a 3-5-2 or a, yeah, I mean, they morph it back into a 4 when they need to in the back. But I think Coach Thompson is allowing these guys to attack on the outside if they need to.
How much, if you're the opponent, obviously it's not like a coach is able to call timeout and reset. So when a team makes a change like that, where it feels at least somewhat tactically different, How does that affect you as the team going against that?
Well, it's all communication. I mean, the guys in the back are seeing it more than anyone, and they're the ones that need to dictate what's going on with the midfield. So they need to tell guys what's going on and where to play. And I think it's just one of those chemistry things and meshing well together and just trying to figure it out where the spaces are, where those gaps are, and where you need to defend well.
Chavi O'Neal, and here is Andrews, who jumps way up into the play. He does have 2 assists this year. Switch spots here. Mark Boy will be the one to throw it in.
This could be a long throw. And it is.
Syracuse right on it first. Back into the box. Settle down Toro. Over for Eklund. Eklund! Oh, that's a good save. What a shot.
There you go. Eklund with a quality shot. Get the ball at his feet, and it's dangerous. Fortunately for Syracuse, it was right at Tomas Hutt, able to save it.
Chafamba. Smith pushes it wide. Service in. Too far. Take a look at this chance.
And this is why Eklund is so good. Tight spaces, defenders all over the place, gets the ball, not much room to work with, volleys it, and right at the keeper. But again, perfect example of the quality type striker that Eklund is.
Michael Aqua. Behar again's been really solid.
Behar's been really solid. He's so tough back there. Defending very, very well. Good pressure by BC.
Sorry, knocks it out. Chafamba keeps it going. Back for Cutler De Jesus. Red gold. With a goal already under his belt.
Trying to get it to feed inside the area, that's a tough thing to do, but if you can get it there, opportunity may be there to turn and shoot.
Going back the other way.
Just trying to get it to Nate Scott that time. Eklund shaken up a little bit there. Kind of head-to-head collision. Sam Layton.
Ask Eklund, who scored 30 goals across 2 seasons at Duquesne. A-10 midfielder of the year last year. $12 goals last year. 8 more as a rookie. Eklund again knocked down. Yep. Sam Layton once again.
Layton and Eklund going at it. Physical battle, you know, this is the, you got under 12 minutes left in this match. Neither team wants to let down, obviously. It's been fairly even, back and forth. Advantages to both teams on both ends. But it's going to get physical. I should say continue to be physical.
Yeah. Bowser 11-10 at this point. Chavi O'Neal. Chavi got it into Eklund, gives it right back. Oh boy, O'Neal kept going through the wall, but the ball did not.
Too many bodies in the box, too many defenders. Right idea, good opportunity.
That time Asari got taken down. There was a lane there opening, but not forward.
Chavi O'Neal. And there's Eklund with a nice little flick back to Chavi. Chavi can't quite get to it. Too many defenders.
It's just threat gold. I mean, it's a really good play.
Yeah, 3 defenders were right there anticipating that. So yeah. Yeah, 1v3, it's difficult to get through.
Jack Burkhart. Chavi O'Neal settles. Nice move. Stayed on it for a little bit there. Kalukian's
that's a
taken
card.
down. Yep.
Definitely a card.
It's a full jersey tug from Mark Boyd.
And this is what you have to be careful of too. Not necessarily this. I mean, right here, obviously, that's a takedown and a yellow card. But the play before that, when Chavi O'Neal was kind of dancing around with the ball, he's got to be careful with that. Try not to do too much. You know, and every player that has a knack to try to score a goal sometimes gets in that mindset. They want to do it all themselves, but you need the help. You need to bump it off to someone who's making a run behind you. It's tough with Syracuse in the back because the defenders are just closing in on guys. Chavi O'Neal didn't have a whole lot to do, but that's when he needs the support and then make something of it from there. So you got to be careful with not trying to do too much on your own.
Chase in the box. Played on.
Definitely letting them play tonight.
As you said, certainly are, but nothing that's been too obvious that's gone uncalled, I would say, so far.
No, I think it's, I kind of like it when you don't, I mean, we haven't really noticed the referee too much, and that's what you want in a game. I mean, yes, there's definitely hard tackles and some back and forth, but, you know, it's going both ways. He's been even and fair to both teams, I think. He's letting them play. He's letting them play physical.
Toro, wide. Chavi O'Neal, again, try to get it through, sets up the corner.
Good opportunity for BC. Get the corner out of that one. This is when it's crucial time here. Under 10 minutes left, and you give up these set pieces.
Dos Santos has taken most of them so far.
See how much movement is in the area here.
This time, Chavi O'Neal.
Gundelach making some moves there.
Ochoa.
Ah, decent shot by Ochoa. Yeah, that was nice. A little too far out, but hey, getting his feet wet. Decent shot. Goes right to him. He one-times it. And a quality shot.
.743 remaining. Shots are 5-3 Boston College in the second half. 13-12 for the game. Feels like we've seen a lot of these in recent years. Just even.
Yeah.
1-1.
Seriously, yes.
Between these two teams, and
especially between these two teams, yeah.
Boston College, even in, you know, a down year or two recently, they've generally been pretty good on their home pitch.
good movement here by Syracuse. Boston College containing them fairly well. And defensively, that's a nice, good job by Andrews. And Burkhart settles it. And then we move the other way.
Asari read it. Chimre Omese was looking to step up there. That is sent out.
You know what's disappointing is there's going to be no overtime if it ends 1-1. It's frustrating.
Depends if you have to work tomorrow or not.
Yeah.
Braden Smith will exit here. Daniel Burko back in. It is changed, though, in a major way.
Absolutely. More ties than I've ever seen in the last couple of years.
It certainly helps the traveling secretary, but... Settle in the back here for Syracuse. A 1-1 game that saw Syracuse score 43 seconds into this game. Thread gold from Aqua. Boston College answering in the 22nd minute. It does certainly change, though, the way the final 5 minutes in a game like this get played.
Yes, it does, absolutely. Both teams are going to press for that second goal.
Knocked down well by Burkhart. Here's Burko, sets up. Toro was in good position.
A lot of bodies in the box for Boston College. Good job defensively. They're sticking to Kaluki and making sure he doesn't get free and get the ball to his feet. Oh, that's a nice interception there.
Omese. Burko pushed off again by Behar. Another high-quality play. Asari.
Got the toe in there. See 3 defenders closing in on him.
You could actually hear Ian McIntyre say, stop, keep it, keep it.
Yeah, you want to control it. You want to maintain possession and control the last few minutes of this game.
Little give and go. Gundalak got a head on it. And the Eagles clear.
So it'll be interesting here with under 4 minutes left if BC sort of sits back a little bit and just tries to defend the crosses and the attacks by Syracuse. On the flip side, if they get the ball, they're probably going to counterattack. So we'll see what happens here. There's not much time left.
Jafamba. Give it back for Scott. Thread gold. Here's the setup. That is wide.
That's a tough shot. Tough angle.
That frustrated striker up front, just wanting their opportunity here in a final 3 minutes of a 1-1 tie.
And it's so hard when you have 3 or 4 guys collapsing on you, and there's not much you can do. And that's why you have to kind of look to go to other players that are making runs in the box. Having said that, both teams doing a great job defensively. They're closing in when they need to. Defending well and getting the ball back.
Nice takeaway, but the whistle had come out. Our clock's running right now. 2 minutes to go. See how aggressive Boston College wants to get here. Brian Toro, free kick. And they will play to keep the ball. Javi O'Neal, can he get in behind? Threadgold plays the man, just does not let him get to it. It's excellent team defense. Max Andrews sets up Toro.
Nice play by Andrews.
Asari! Oh, big save!
Cow. Wow, that is a huge save. Unbelievable. That was the winner right there. What an opportunity for Boston College.
Sent back in, header on goal, another one!
Incredible opportunities here for BC. Oh, it's a beautiful through ball and the one-time shot. Great save by Tomas Hutt. And then a few seconds later, another opportunity, a great header and an incredible dive by Hutt. Gives up the corner though.
Asari was down for Boston College, kind of stretching out that hamstring. So the clock stops with 52 seconds remaining. And a corner kick for Boston College with 52 seconds remaining in a 1-1 tie. Two great chances back to back. What do the Eagles have? Hutt again punches out. It settles. Toro throws it back in. It's deflected wide.
Goal kick. Interesting call. I didn't see the deflection, but BC's not happy with that one. There's a yellow card for complaining.
Yeah, you got to be careful here. I know there's only 38 seconds left, but
either way, this is a great college soccer match tonight.
I mean, how about that? Just that last sequence of what, 20 seconds or so?
Right.
Two outstanding chances and then a third off the corner. This is out, 24 seconds remaining. It does speak to how this Eagles team seems to have a little bit of a knack to be able to create a little bit quicker than last year.
Yes, I think it's the confidence level. It really is.
Final seconds. Is there anything left? Knocked out. Ian McIntyre will just hold it, shake the hands
Coach Mac
of Michael
knows it's
Asari
over.
and said, that's a great soccer game. Let's leave it right there.
It was a good match, yes.
1-1 again between Boston College and Syracuse.
Now, there's Tomas Hutt